All right, we are always tracking for success, courtesy of our great friends at MyFitnessPal. Defend without fouling. Well, that didn't happen tonight. The Kings attempted 20 free throws in the second half alone, Fezzi.
Well, shout out to DeMar DeRozan. Shout out to Sabonis tonight. De'Aaron Fox. Everyone was getting to the free throw line tonight, Bonte.
Yeah, Kings finished 30 of 32, 19 of 20 in the second half alone. Get out to a good start. They got off to a great start. The entire first half only had a 17-point halftime lead.
Yeah, they got off to a great start. Then the third quarter happened, and then the fourth quarter happened. But Bonte, I just saw this. Fast break points, 28-0.
That's insane.
That's pretty hard to do.
And we talked about the points off turnovers. At halftime, they were leading. It was a +7, 13-6. It winds up 27-16. So they did give up 18,
21-3 in the second
24
half.
minutes. So
minus 18 in the second half.
And we talked about, they were undermanned. I thought overall good performance. But when you're undermanned, the two things you cannot do: turn the ball over and give free possessions, and then give up a big discrepancy at the free throw line. Especially when you have that lead, the last thing you want to do is give them free points with the clock not moving. So those two things I thought really cost them. But I felt like, watching the game, we always talk about not who you play, how you play.
Right.
I thought there was a good brand of basketball. They got great production from the bench. I thought they were really aggressive playing out of Steph Curry's double teams, which I think is really important. But the turnovers cost them. And then the free throw line. So those two things you can control. But I do like the overall energy. I thought the aggressiveness, obviously the bench points were amazing.
Yep. 31 assists tonight, Fezzi, for the Golden State Warriors, but it was the live ball turnovers. 28-0 fast break. That's pretty impressive, man. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, if you're Sacramento.
I mean, so right now the Warriors have played the most clutch games in the league, right? And in the first half, you're playing incredible basketball. The Warriors were moving the ball. They were sharing it. They were scoring, hitting from three. Everyone was being aggressive. The bench was playing well. But then in the second half, I thought the Warriors started to play scared, to play not to lose. Because as soon as you confidence is an issue. This is something that Steve Kerr has said over and over and over. As soon as the Kings went on the run, the Warriors, it started to get tight. It felt like the turnovers started to pile up. They started to miss a lot of shots. The defense for the Sacramento Kings, they're 20th in the NBA in defense. So it's not like they have this defensive pressure. It's just the Warriors got away from what they do offensively, and they gave the Kings the edge. So I thought this was another game the Warriors could have won. You think about all these clutch games the Warriors playing, and they have the opportunity. This is why you look at them and say, well, you can be better than what you are right now. They have all these opportunities to win these games, and somehow in these moments right here, you look back and say, man, this is another game the Warriors should have won.
Especially with the way the Kings defended Stephen Curry tonight. He was limited to just 11 field goal attempts up at the G1C, the Golden One Center. But Stephen Curry ends up with a double-double with just 5 second-half field goals, Fezzi. So to your point, you have to tip your hat to the Kings. They had a great defensive game plan saying anybody but Steph. I mean, he once dropped 50 in that building. You heard Fitz during his pregame hit saying that that's the building where Steph averages his highest points per game on the road. Well, tonight, 14 points. He did have the 12 assists, 3 rebounds, but Keegan Murray did a hell of a job of trying to take him out the game, Fezzi.
I thought the first half was masterful. 12.7 assists by Steph Curry. He was coming off. Every double team saw Steph Curry taking advantage. He was passing it to the open man, and those guys were making plays. In the second half, I thought the double teams, they were more successful on Steph. Steph only scored 2 points in the second half.
Wow.
So making sure that Steph does not get his points, and then letting him become a facilitator. Somebody else beat us. Taking Steph out the game. You've seen Steph have 50 points in that building years ago, a couple years in the playoffs. So Sacramento Kings said, we're not going to let you be the guy to beat us tonight. Somebody else on the team. And it worked. It worked. Somehow that worked tonight.
But it worked because the Warriors' turnovers in the third quarter. Because, Steph's 12 assists directly related to not only Steph being, unselfish and getting rid of the ball when that double team comes, but his teammates being aggressive right out of that double team. So when they built that 17-point lead, the defense was not working. The Warriors were taking advantage of that double team. The turnovers is what flipped the game. Because you think about it, when you're down 17, a lot of times you see a team never get the lead, and they come close, but they never get the lead, and it winds up they never, can get control of the game. But the fact that you said the first 6 minutes of the third quarter, and I said they need to be up at least 10.
Going into the fourth.
Going to the fourth because you're on the road. Neither of those things happened. Right? And then you gave the Sacramento Kings their confidence. But the fact that Steph's had 12 assists, I like the fact they were much more aggressive out of that double team. In turn, 53-18 bench scoring.
Yeah.
So they had 6 plays in double figures. So you take those turnovers away, and all of a sudden Sacramento saying, you know what? We double team Steph Curry too much. So I think this is the remedy to stop those double teams. Have multiple plays in double figures and have your bench plays be real aggressive directly out of that double team.
Looking at the final team stat comparison for tonight, the Kings outscored the Warriors 75-52 in the second half alone. That's right, they scored 75 in the second half, scoring at least 37 in each quarter. You see the bench points there, but the fast break 28-0. The free throws, Kings 19-20 in the second half from the free throw line. The Warriors just 4 of 6. They limit Stephen Curry to 2 points in the second half in 17 minutes and 29 seconds. And this is a tough one to swallow if you're a Dubs fan right now.
Zero fast break points?
Zero fast break points. Kings shoot 94% from the free throw line. Let's hear from Steve Kerr, presented by BMW.
What do you think was kind of the second half issue, particularly?
Turnovers. Yeah. The whole game was third quarter turnovers. That they were trapping in the first half. We handled the traps beautifully. Got wide open looks, knocked down shots, and then second half we lost our poise. They picked up their pressure, but other than maybe 2 or 3 plays where they trapped Steph and got a deflection, I thought almost every turnover was unforced. But sometimes when you get sped up, you make poor decisions, and I thought that happened a little bit tonight.
Steve, what were you looking for bringing Schroeder off the bench?
Well, Buddy has been great with Steph, and their numbers together are really good. Just felt like, we get a little more catch and shoot with Buddy, a little more spacing. And I love Dennis coming off the bench for his ball handling, his defense. Obviously, he's going to play all the non-Steph minutes and then play some with him as well. And so that was the idea behind the lineup change.
You mentioned it a little pregame, but even playing Quentin seems like you're trying to lean more offense. I mean, is this what you're trying to do in the foreseeable future here, is to kind of try to find better offensive lineups?
Yeah, but it changes every night, But yeah, we were planning on playing Quentin post, regardless of Loon's illness. You saw we got him out there in the first half. Playing with a space big is. It's a luxury, and it's something that gives us a different look. And Quentin's a really good player. You can see it. He's tough. He knows how to play. It was a great experience for him tonight, and I'm really, really excited about his growth and his development. And it's fun to see what he can do.
What's the balance like of playing with?
Heard that, Steve Kerr there. Again, the Warriors have a quick turnaround tomorrow at Chase Center against the Chicago Bulls that have 6 straight at home, where they're during this 9-game stretch. We talk about a season-defining 9-game stretch. We're now 1-2 during this 9-game stretch. But you know what? It was good to see Andrew Wiggins back on track after going 1 of 11 against the Boston Celtics on Monday. Tonight, Wiggs was rolling. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 made threes for Wiggs. But he's going to look back at that tape late in the fourth quarter and kick himself over those missed layups. But I thought it was an encouraging sign for Andrew Wiggins. He's been playing very well, Fezzi.
I'll take that over staying 3 happy. I loved an aggressive Andrew Wiggins. I thought he was doing a great job going downhill. I thought he was aggressive there in the third quarter. At the end, when he realized that he hadn't scored yet, he started to make his imprint on the game. He was doing it all night long. This kind of Andrew Wiggins is what the Warriors need if they want to be successful here towards the end of the second half of the season.
Yeah, I thought he played a really good game, Andrew Wiggins. I thought he was very aggressive playing out of those double teams on Steph Curry. And I thought defensively he did a really good job. He started on De'Aaron Fox. Yep. De'Aaron Fox was 1 of 10. So once again, Andrew Wiggins takes on the opponent's best offensive player and basically shuts him down. Now, Fox made some big baskets at the end, but for a good portion of the game, in the middle of the fourth quarter, he was 1 for 10 with no impact. Directly related to Andrew Wiggins' defense.
Yeah, Fox finishes 2 for 11 from the floor, 0 for 3 from the three-point line. And then the Warriors bench, we keep discussing that. 53-18, outscored the Kings bench, and the Kings 35 is prolific. They're playing dynamite right now. They're now 10-2 under Doug Christie in the 12 games at East Coast. But you also saw some positive signs, Fezzi Fell. Quentin Post, Guy Santos with a career-high 16 points. Moses Moody, I think, is trying to take advantage of his opportunity right now. And Trace Jackson-Davis played big in the second half. He finished with 11 and 8. So the bench, this is encouraging going into tomorrow night against Chicago.
Big shots by Guy Santos. Big shots by Moses Moody. But you know me, Bonte, I'm going to talk about my bigs. Both Trace Jackson-Davis and Quentin Post, their activity level was incredible. 8 rebounds by Trace Jackson-Davis. Those were huge for the Warriors, especially going against a bigger Sabonis tonight. I thought he was doing a great job in the middle of the paint, getting rebounds so they can run. Quentin Post was a revelation tonight. A big guy, 7-footer. We talk all the time about how the Warriors play small, but you have a guy on your bench that can stretch the floor at 7 feet, and he can run, and he can play defense, and he's young. I think you're going to see a lot more minutes for Quentin Post moving forward.
Yeah, I think the remedy for these double teams on Steph is for the bench and the role players to be aggressive. Tonight, 53-18 off the bench, but I just thought they were really aggressive. If they don't have that third quarter, Doug Christie has to think about taking the double teams off, and then Steph can get going.
Right.
His 12 assists, sharing the basketball, getting wide open looks, as Steve Kerr said. They got a little tentative, but to me, this is the remedy for double teams on Steph Curry. Be ultra aggressive, whether it be Wiggins, Key Santos, up and down. Buddy Hield, by the way, only had 17, and
I know.
You know what happens when he gets 18?
The Warriors are 10-0 when he scores 18, and he was stuck on 17 for quite some time there. Actually finished with 17.
You think the
of course.
Sacramento Kings know that? You got to
Maybe.
keep him 17.
Some Buddy Hield revenge game.
The big tease, the big tease.
Well, Bully messed it all up. He goes, yo, Buddy Hield's got 17. It was like 3 minutes left. It was a good barometer here. But we're going to celebrate on the other side and try to brighten everybody's night with a special anniversary. It's a 10-year anniversary. Wait till you see this on Toyota Warriors Post Game Live.